All right, thank you very much, Kelly, the tech boss. I want to add another title the way we add OGW there. Kelly, the telehealth OGW expert right there. Thank you very much for that detail. And Dr. Victor, just looking at that, tech actually has so much potential to turn around our medicine and the whole health value chain. I know you guys are on the pharmaceutical bit of it. Maybe you can touch a little bit on that concern that was raised for telehealth. Doctors have to be really aware in regards to what is going on when it comes to some of the interventions in the pharmaceutical value chain. First of all, pharmacists. How aware are they on these particular trends that are coming up? How involved are they? Is it the business people that are, or is it the tech people, or is it the pharmacists that are taking lead in this renaissance?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It was very good insights there from Kelly, because there's very huge adaptation of digital health or telehealth across the continent, and specifically within these two markets that we operating. Just to buttress on his point, from a business standpoint and the opportunity and why you've seen that like there's so much attention and so much funding coming into those two countries for matters health, is because, for example, in Kenya, there's an estimated compound annual growth rate of revenue generated through telehealth to be about 19.5%. So around 2025 is expected that around $700 million will be generated as revenue from telehealth companies. If you want to compare that with Nigeria as well, for example, it's estimated to be 22.5% compound annual growth rate, which brings that to about 1.3 billion in terms of revenue generated in dollars for just that sector alone. So it's really huge. I mean, I'm just giving these numbers to put into perspective the opportunities that exist. Exactly. And why the continent, especially these two countries, are attracting like so much funding.
Definitely. That's very interesting. And I know with innovation, that funding actually comes in because investors are looking at opportunities to make money, first of all.
Yeah.
But now we also are marrying investment with, are we doing it sustainably? Are we doing it in an eco-friendly way?
Yeah.
Looking at the opportunities within this value chain of pharmaceuticals, are there opportunities that you can say we can get funding, even maybe chime into that aspect of green financing and find ways to sort of attract more funding into the sector?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are definitely a lot of opportunities. I would use our organization as an example because I'm at the forefront of decision making and strategy and all of that. When we started off in 2019, we started off with what we referred to as a pay-as-you-sell service. This was mainly just a subscription service, and it was targeting only retail pharmacies, that's Lukayadawa in the estates. But then within the span of these 5 years, the company has evolved enormously. Initially, and I'll just try to paint a picture of what that evolution has been. The operations only was in Nairobi. Now we've expanded the operations to be across 5 different counties where we have like operations, and then from those counties we do satellite operations as well. Like we're in Nyanza region where the operation is centralized in Kisumu. We are in the coast region where it's centralized in Mombasa, and from there we serve the supporting counties, Kwale, all up the way to Voi. We're in North and South Rift where the operations are centralized in Eldoret and Nakuru respectively. And it's the same strategy from there serving the satellite locations. Okay. But just not talking about geographic expansion, I would also want to also talk about in terms of like service offering. As I said, we started off with just pay-as-you-sell service to just retail pharmacies. But over the years, this has evolved, right? We now have what we refer to as a cash product, a basic product. This is typical e-commerce. You can go into the app, you can be able to like digitally procure, you're able to track your orders, just like Amazon style. I'm sure you've used Amazon or Jumia, and you're able to know like pricing, availability, and you're able to like track order up to the point of delivery, payments, and all of that is digitized.
Yeah.
We also have 2 credit products. So we have managed credit products where based on like the financial standing of that entity, we're able to like analyze them and then offer them like an overdraft that they're able to draw down from, and then give them flexible payment terms going from like 6 weeks to up to 90 days.
I mean, on the issue of credit, because I know that is important, especially for those who are operating small, medium-sized businesses. And I know in the pharmaceutical sector, how is the hunger for credit, looking at Kenya and also at Nigeria?
I mean, absolutely. Kenya compared to Nigeria has so much trade credit, right? I mean, comparatively, because Nigeria, and it's more of like culture. Most organizations don't give, or wholesalers or retailers don't give credits. They really trade on cash. Kenya, like almost every wholesaler or retailer that you deal with, will give you some sort of like credits, which is a good thing. But then there are so many other things that come to that, right? You're given the credits, right? Is it going to be enough for you, right? Or you're given the credits for how well do you manage this, right? And again, as I said, these are some of the things we've looked at, and with all of these learnings and understanding of the space, we've been able to like morph products. For example, our managed credit product works in a way wherein we're able to like evaluate the clients based on like traditional, previous history of their procurement, and then use that data to assess the amount of credit we're able to give to them. And then we also break those payments into like small installments that they do over like 6 and 8 weeks. And all of this is like visible for them to see in the app. They get notifications in terms of like when to make their payments. We're also able to like integrate these payments, different payment platforms into our system, so they're able to like easily make these payments. And most of these things you would see has been able to improve the credit performance of clients.
And it's interesting because as much as you're a company, you're offering credit, is it in partnership with financial institutions or it's within the company itself? And with that, how do you manage the issue of interest now?
Yeah, so that's a very good question. It's actually managed within. We offer our own credit products. We are having conversations, of course, because there's only so much we can give, and we believe that there's a lot more people that can benefit from this. We've been able to like carve the strategy, but we believe that with the right funding or with the right capital, where we will be able to like access more people. Or more geographies, not only in Kenya, but across the rest of East Africa.
All right.
That's because when you look at our growth roadmap, it's not just to make this available in Kenya, but to make this available in many parts of the continent as possible.
All right. And in closing, now we are in the year 2024. As a continent, as a country, we have Vision 2030. We have also the Sustainable Development Goals. All these plans, we have sort of targets. Where do you see, especially the impact of what you guys are doing in regards to the cost of medicine on average? And I know this is such a broad-based question, but when we have such interventions, how much can we bring down this issue of cost of medicine for a normal Nigerian, for a normal Kenyan moving forward?
Yeah. Our last analysis we did was that given all of these interventions, we're able to like reduce the bottom line. And I mean, business, not only pharmacy, any business is always about just the bottom line. Mm-hmm. That's it, like revenue, expenses, and the difference between that is what business is really about. We, based on like analysis we've done with our clients to compare their position pre and post joining shelf life, we were able to establish that we reduce like the cost of running their business by at least 30%. And evidently that goes into like the cost of the medicine, right? If I don't have to, because if I have to worry about where I get the money from to pay my pharmacy staff, where I get the money to pay for my utilities and regulatory costs.
Yes.
Evidently, I try to get that money from the cost of the product. So if we're able to reduce all of those costs by 30%, we're evidently reducing the price of the product.
Right.
And currently we are at 1,200 pharmacies in Kenya, and another 2,000. So talking about Vision 2025, we're looking to at least get to about 6,000-7,000 pharmacies across the continent.
All right.
In the regions we operate in.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Victor Ajifa. I know, Doctor, we haven't talked about this issue of paying interns 47,000, and we compare that with Nigeria. It's a conversation for another day. Tonight we have the Cabinet Secretary in charge of health, and I'll be having that conversation with Ken Mijungu to justify some of these challenges that we've been having with our medics and the interventions from the government. But thank you very much for shedding light on matters to do with technology and how it can lower and make medicine affordable. Really appreciate Dr. Victor Ajifa is the lead pharmacist and also the general manager, Shelf Life Kenya. And he says that it's high time we utilize the tools that have been granted on our hands. And at this particular moment, we call it tech. Can we have a tech revolution in bringing down the cost of medicine, making it affordable, available, and most importantly, quality. That is matters tech health in Africa. Thank you very much for joining with us over the past 1 hour as we hold healthy conversations. My name is Nokip Kimboy. Up next, we have Mbiu ya KTN. Stay tuned. Thank you very much.